पाकिस्तान तहरीक इंसाफ के चेयरमैन इमरान खान इस वक्त गैर मुल्की मीडिया से गुफ्तगू कर रहे हैं, आपको लिए चलते हैं।
Actually, I want you to also be a bit specific on a few points. How would you fight corruption that is not really among the elite, but it had reached even the smallest employee in government or in any corporation even? And also, how would you envision the new economy in Pakistan, development-wise and Islamization-wise, especially with the Supreme Court decision of elimination of interest? So
okay. Let me just say that in Pakistan, if what I was trying to do when I was in power, but only for 3.5 years, and what I will again try and do, number one is imposing rule of law. Establishing rule of law is the beginning of prosperity. I believe that countries that are prosperous, if there is rule of law in a country, it cannot have poverty. If you look at the map, if you just look at the rule of law index all over the world, the countries which have a rule of law index above 80 or 90% are all prosperous, have no poverty. And most of our countries, I mean, if you look at Nigeria, Nigeria has the greatest amount of oil reserves in Africa, and yet it has huge poverty. But on rule of law index, Nigeria is 7%. So it is directly related. If you have rule of law, you have prosperity, because it unleashes the potential of a society. You have investment coming into your country. Investment always comes into countries which clean governance. And capital flies from countries which do not have a governance, which don't have rule of law, which have poverty. So number one, that is going to be the hardest thing to establish. Number one is rule of law, and rule of law will tackle the ruling elite. But Professor, your other 2 points, you know, the verse in the Quran about Amar bil Maruf wa Nahi anil Munkar, which says enjoin the good and forbid what is bad. In other words, the moral society or the moral values of a society matter a lot, because when you make corruption unacceptable, when you stand up for the good, you know what? Strangely enough, some of the Western countries of Switzerland, Europe, Scandinavia, they actually work on Amar bil Maruf. The society rejects what is bad. You know, the society fights. So corruption at the lower levels can be fought and what we started in Pakistan was the teachings of the Holy Prophet, Sirat-e-Nabi, because that's what teaches you ethics. And unfortunately, we haven't taught our children ethics through the Sirat-e-Nabi, because the Prophet's life, the way he established the state of Medina, the way he raised the morality of the society, the way he established the rule of law by saying even if my daughter steals, she will be punished. That countries before you have been destroyed, where the powerful, when they stole, were not punished, and only the poor, weak crooks were punished. And this is, you know, the problem, I repeat, not in Pakistan, all over the developing world. And next is education. You see, in Muslim societies, education has to be considered sacred, as it was at the time of the Prophet. You know, we have not paid enough attention to education towards research and technology. And this is what I was trying to do in Pakistan. We were going to set up excellences of center in technology, because the future is technology. But eventually a country has to be sovereign. I believe